Samira, bonjour à tous. Merci, vous pouvez rejoindre nous pour la séance de la PNQ. Coût de la vie et perte pouvoir d'achat au centre de la Private Notice Question à l'Assemblée nationale en ce mardi 25 novembre. Patrick Hilbert, bonjour.
Bonjour Priscilla et bonjour à tous les auditeurs et auditrices.
Jolie Jonga questionne ministre commerce et protection consommateur Michael Sikuen. Il voulait gagner l'information détaillée, l'urban dépenses qui finit faire dans des milliards d'euros qui finit injectés dans Price Stabilization Fund. Ministre également appelé pour donner le montant qui finit réellement utilisé et qu'une évaluation du coût du panier de la ménagère. Les Poubisins aussi commentent l'évolution prix de produits essentiels et dit tendance qui est prévue pour les 3 prochains mois.
Et la Banque de Maurice anticipe désormais une inflation de 3,7% pour 2025 contre 4% dans ce ban précédente estimation. Sa révision-là expliquée par la stabilisation de ban prix matières premières, ralentissement de l'inflation, code partenaires commerciaux, ban subventions gouvernementales, le produit de base et baisse prix du pétrole. Pour 2026, l'inflation pourrait atteindre 3,6% tout en restant exposée à des risques externes. L'inflation en baisse ne veut cependant pas dire que les prix n'augmentent pas, ils augmentent mais à un rythme beaucoup plus lent.
Et Patrick, selon une étude d'analyse Kantar, 60% de Mauriciens finissent réduire cette consommation alimentaire en 2025, une tendance qui touche l'ensemble de la population, mais qui frappe particulièrement les foyers les plus vulnérables. Pour beaucoup, sa réduction-là, c'est pas un choix, mais une contrainte dictée par flambée des prix, perte de pouvoir d'achat et inflation alimentaire. Nous vous prenons tout de suite la direction de l'Assemblée nationale pour suivre cette PNQ de Jolie Jonga, le coût de la vie, une question qui est adressée au ministre du Commerce et Protection consommateur, Michael Sikuen.
Announcement. Yes, honorable members. Today, the 25th of November 2025, we mark the International Day on the Elimination of Violence against Women. We are happy on this occasion to have in our midst the new regional representative of the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, Ms. Bhatia. UNDP has been supporting Mauritius for a very long time, but more specifically today, we must underline the support of the Parliamentary Gender Caucus by the UNDP. Once more, we are benefiting from the close collaboration of UNDP to support our own efforts to struggle against gender-based violence. Indeed, tomorrow, we will launch the 16 days activism against gender-based violence at the call of the Secretary General of the United Nations. I am pleased that the Honourable Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Gender Equality and Family Welfare, and Mrs. Bhatia will be with us on that occasion to show their commitment to this very complex cause. I look forward, once more, I look forward to welcoming you all tomorrow and in the days to come until we close on the 10th of December on Human Rights Day. Thank you.
Papers have been laid. Questions?
Yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I've given notice of the following private notice question addressed to the Honourable Minister of Commerce and Consumer Protection. Whether in regard to the increase in the cost of living and the loss of affordability, he will state the measures taken by his ministry in relation thereto, indicating the A. Sums disbursed from the initial injection of rupees 2 billion in the Price Stabilization Fund as at date, giving details of the disbursements, including justifications therefore. B, projected evolution in prices of basic commodities over the next 3 months. And C, cost of the consumer basket as at 31st October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, upon assuming office in November 2024, the new government was confronted with a challenging economic situation. In fact, the previous government's economic mismanagement left a difficult legacy, public debt jumped by 43% in 5 years, reaching over 83% of GDP by mid-2024. An independent audit revealed that the former administration even engaged in systematic fiscal misrepresentation of key economic figures, masking a larger budget deficit, 5.7% of GDP instead of 3.9%, and slower growth than claimed. This voodoo economics and lack of transparency severely limited fiscal space and undermined confidence in our economy. In simple terms, high inflation and a constantly depreciating rupee were the results of the poor economic fundamentals we inherited. Our country, reliant on imports for fuel, food and commodities, was hit hard by pandemic disruptions and international conflicts. The past government's heavy borrowings and loose fiscal practices aggravated these pressures. As a result, by late 2024, the cost of living had become a serious strain on families. The new government recognized that urgent action was needed to stabilize the economy and provide relief to the population. Madam Speaker, over 2019-2024, the rupee lost considerable value against the US dollar, euro, and other currencies. There are a few reasons for this depreciation. First, global investors flocked to the US dollar due to rising US interest rates, which strengthened the dollar and weakened currencies like ours. Second, Mauritius' balance of payment was under strain. High import bills, especially for fuel and food, meant persistent demand for foreign currency, putting downward pressure on the rupee's value. Third, the confidence in our economic management was shaken by the past administration's opaque practices. When debt is high and deficits are understated, markets react by valuing the currency lower. Indeed, our central bank had to intervene repeatedly, selling hundreds of millions of dollars to slow the rupee's fall. All these factors contributed to the USD-MUR exchange rate reaching unfavorable levels, making imported goods even more expensive and feeding into domestic inflation. In summary, we have high inflation and a weak rupee because of external shocks and internal weaknesses, past economic mismanagement, high debt, and reliance on imports. This is the reality the new government started with in November 2024. We fully appreciate how these issues translate to hardship for the average person, from rising grocery bills to more expensive gas and utilities. Madam Speaker, in view of the unstable international context, with rising international trade, upward volatilities in foreign currencies, and rising global prices of essential commodities, and as promised in the electoral manifesto, the government has established a price stabilization fund of 10 billion rupees, starting with an initial 2 billion rupees contribution as announced in the budget measures 2025-2026 to protect the purchasing power of the population. In this context, government has approved the implementation of a fixed subsidy scheme under the Price Stabilization Fund for a pilot phase of 6 months starting 26 of August 2025. A fixed quantum subsidy scheme has been introduced under the Price Stabilization Fund for 5 essential commodities: processed cheese, milk powder, edible oil, infant milk, and baby diapers. A first evaluation of the scheme is being done after 3 months. Madam Speaker, I shall respond to parts A to C of a question regarding the measures taken by my ministry to alleviate the increase in the cost of living, with particular reference to the Price Stabilization Fund. With regards to part A of a question, government has allocated an initial 2 billion rupees for this fiscal year to the Price Stabilization Fund with the objective of mitigating rising costs of essential commodities. This refund scheme is being administered in collaboration with the Mauritius Revenue Authority, which verifies sales claims prior to authorizing refunds. Caps have also been established to ensure the scheme remains fiscally predictable and within the approved envelope. The projected requirement for the 6-month pilot phase stands at approximately 492 million rupees. I am informed that for the months of August to October, an amount of 186 million rupees is being processed by the MOA, out of which 73 million rupees has been disbursed. The MOA is awaiting further submissions from traders to effect the remaining refunds. For period October to December this year, an estimated amount of 197 million rupees is expected to be disbursed. Furthermore, it is to be noted that the fund also provides required fiscal subsidies to maintain the present price of bread to the population. The total cost is 47 million for the period ending October 2025. It is expected that the total cost for the whole fiscal year would be 448 million rupees. As regards the justification requested, the sum disbursed has been used to operationalize a pilot 6-month refund scheme targeting selected essential commodities, namely milk powder, 50 rupees per kilo, edible oil, 15 rupees per litre, infant milk, 55 rupees per 900 grams, baby diapers, 50 cents per diaper, processed cheese, 10 rupees per 250 grams. Under this scheme, government refunds 60% of the difference between the prevailing market price and the 2021 benchmark price, which represents the lowest pricing point observed between 2021 and 2025. This benchmark was selected to ensure an objective, data-driven basis for calculating the refund while maintaining fiscal discipline. The refund is designed to provide immediate and visible relief to consumers, reduce shelf prices by an estimated 18% to 28%, depending on the commodity, stabilize the prices of goods heavily affected by international prices, exchange rate volatility, and rising freight and insurance costs. An inter-ministerial technical committee comprising my ministry, Ministry of Finance, MOE, and STC is conducting a midterm review after the third month of implementation to adjust the scheme if necessary. Madam Speaker, it is to be noted that there are not less than 43 essential commodities under price control mechanism at the level of Mauritius and 36 commodities for Rodrigues. In line with the government program 2025-2029, my ministry is continuously conducting market analysis and monitoring so as to undertake policies for price stabilization, such as the implementation of markup controls on essential commodities and VAT exemptions. Nevertheless, the prices of several essential commodities continue to remain high due to persistent international inflation, volatile exchange rate, and rising freight and insurance costs. We have noted that there have been an effective decrease in the prices of commodities on which we have intervened. However, the evolution of prices is dependent on international price practice and also the forex exchange. It has been noted that for edible soybean oil, there has been a decrease of 5.8% since introduction of a price control and subsidy scheme. It is projected to remain stable over the coming months. For processed cheese, there has been a decrease of 5%. It is projected to remain stable. For infant milk powder and baby diapers, there has been a decrease of 5.5% in price, and price is expected to remain stable. For milk powder, there has been an initial decrease of 24.2% at intervention, and we have noted an increase at international level by suppliers by 4 to 5%. With the introduction of price markup and removal of VAT on items such as frozen vegetables, we have noted an average fall of around 9% in market prices. Madam Speaker, it is to be noted that the removal of VAT on a range of essential food items has had direct and immediate impact on the families instant savings on their weekly groceries. This VAT removal has also helped soften the impact of exchange rate fluctuation and rising import costs, which would otherwise have pushed prices upward. The measure has therefore acted as a buffer for consumers, ensuring that essential items remain affordable while the Ministry continues to monitor and stabilize the wider market through price control mechanism and the new refund scheme. Madam Speaker, I wish to highlight some additional measures that government has taken to increase the purchasing power of a population. These include a payment of a 14-month bonus to employees earning a basic monthly salary of up to 50,000. Earning a basic monthly salary of up to 50,000. C, the reduction in the price of diesel by 5 rupees per litre and mogas by 7 rupees and 75 cents per litre. As regards for Part B of a question, over the next 3 months, basic commodity prices are expected to show moderate overall stability, supported by several favorable external trends. These stabilizing factors are expected to continue easing import cost pressures. At the same time, international prices for rice, wheat, and sugar have fallen by 38%, 10%, and 17% respectively, contributing to a more favorable cost structure for staple import. As such, essential commodities that are already demonstrating declining of stable trends, including vegetables, milk powder, edible oil, and processed cheese, are expected to remain broadly stable, especially those benefiting from subsidies, VAT removal, and control markup. However, certain categories may continue to face upward pressure due to international volatility and supplier-driven adjustment. Global dairy and edible oil prices have risen in recent months, with the FAO Food Price Index showing increases of 6.6% for dairy, 10.5% for edible oil, and 9.7% for meat. These trends, combined with exchange rate sensitivity, imply that commodities such as beef, lamb, coffee, and some processed foods may exhibit moderate increases. Fresh and chilled products such as chicken and yogurt also remain vulnerable to cost adjustments. Madam Speaker, as regards for Part C of the question, based on my Ministry's continuous retailing monitoring across essential product categories, the overall cost of a basic household basket has remained broadly stable as at 31st of October 2025, supported by the combined effects of price control, VAT removal, and recent introduction of subsidies. Our data show that several high consumption items, including cooking oil, powdered milk, processed cheese, frozen vegetables, and baby essentials, recorded notable price reduction ranging from 5% to 24%, while other categories remain steady despite global pressures. Without these measures, a significant portion of the basket would have been subject to upward adjustments driven by higher supplier prices, exchange rate movements, and freight costs. Looking forward, my ministry expects further improvements in the affordability of the consumer basket as the new 6-month refund scheme under the Price Stabilization Fund begins to take full effect with additional lists of commodities. This scheme is designed to bring immediate and visible reductions on key essentials. In conclusion, since 1 year, the government has been working without respite to help the public cope with a high cost of living. We inherited an economy in distress, characterized by high inflation, a weakened rupee, and a strained fiscal position due to both global crises and bad legacy of the previous administration. Our response has been comprehensive and urgent, combining immediate relief measures for households with reforms aimed at restoring economic stability. Prices of fuel and basic goods have been cut through tax and subsidy intervention. Wages and incomes have been boosted through bonuses and compensation. And essential services like transport, internet, and healthcare are being made more affordable, if not free, for our citizens.
Minister.
I'm finishing. Yeah.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, these measures are already bringing relief. Inflation has begun to trend down, and the rupee has stabilized. Most importantly, families are seeing practical benefits. We are continuously monitoring the situation and will not hesitate to introduce additional support if necessary. The cost of living remains our top priority, and this government is committed to ensuring that every Mauritian can afford a challenging economic climate. The path to full economic recovery will take time, and we have started on the right foot. We have started on the right foot by addressing both the root causes and the immediate symptoms. We are confident steering our economy out of trouble. The government's message to the population is clear. We understand your difficulties and we are taking concrete action to alleviate them. Together, we will overcome this cost of living crisis and build a more resilient foundation for Mauritian's future.
Thank you, Minister. Yes, please. Your first question.
Yeah, and I hope, Madam Speaker, I'll be given
Yes, I'll
enough
be
time
lenient.
to put
I'll
my
be lenient.
questions, because he has taken 25 minutes to reply to this PNQ.
You don't have to.
Madam Speaker, that argument raised by the Honourable Minister on economic mismanagement by the previous government, la population en a mort, Madame la Présidente. After one year, the population wants to see results, as stated by the Deputy Prime Minister himself. Madam Speaker, several budgetary measures, such as the review of the VAT registration threshold for SMEs, the review of the age of eligibility for the basic retirement pension, and the removal of the CSG allowances are having a negative impact on Mauritian households and have contributed to what I would call an affordability and a cost of living crisis. My question, Madam Speaker, to the Minister, can the Honourable Minister inform the House whether his ministry has carried out an assessment or study of these impacts on households? And if not, why such a study has not been carried out until now, Madam Speaker?
Yes, Minister.
Madam
Please,
Speaker.
all of you, one moment. You have to bear in mind, it is true, you took a very long time, Minister. Maybe you replied to everything. But we all have to bear in mind, we only have 30 minutes. Please.
First of all, let me answer his first question. He said that les gens en a mort concernant.
No, you don't
Allons
have to
dire,
reply.
on est en train de mettre sur l'ancien
Honourable
This
Minister,
is the truth.
Honourable Minister, please, only reply to his question, and as from now, you don't make comments, you ask a question. Otherwise, I'm going to rise. Otherwise, if we go like this, I'm going to raise the sitting. Straightforward answer to that question.
Madam Speaker, this is the truth. They destroyed the economy,
Yes,
and we are here to redress the economy. The ministry is constantly monitoring market prices of essential goods. We are doing it full time.
Thank you. Second question only. Question only. No, you wait for him to finish.
Madam Speaker, the House should not forget that this government was elected on promises to lower prices on everyday goods.
Question!
Please, the Minister.
Sit down. Honourable Leader of the Opposition, if everybody is going to do this, I'm going to raise the sitting. Second warning. Now you put a question. Yeah, I'm warning everybody. Everybody. Please.
Is the Honourable Minister aware that today at supermarket counters, people are leaving behind goods which they are unable to pay, Madam Speaker?
Madam Speaker, this is why we have come with the measures, removing VAT. We have come with price stabilization fund to alleviate the poor.
Okay, third question, please. Yes, I've seen you. I've noted. Please.
Madam Speaker, in August, government took the decision to subsidize the price of milk. However, the price of milk is on the increase, including, he made reference that there has not been any increase in infant milk, including infant milk. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House as to why government decided to use public funds to subsidize milk products and did not reduce the profit margins on those products?
First of all,
Straight reply.
the profit margin, in fact, there is a maximum markup on basic commodities like milk. And we have to note that price of milk today is a lot cheaper when the MSM was in power. Let me give you some example. Farmland, 1 kg, today is being sold at 267 rupees. And when the MSM was in power, it was around 274 rupees. Snow wheat, 1 kg, 237 rupees today. And when MSM was in power, it was 271 rupees. Anchor, 1 kg, 254 rupees today. And when the MSM was in power, it was 271 rupees.
Okay, Minister, we've got the gist.
Okay.
We've got the gist. Your fourth question, because I have other people waiting. I've got other people waiting.
Madam Speaker, paragraph 51 of the government program refers to new legislation to allow parallel importation of pharmaceutical products, which, as stated, will result in more competitive prices on medicine. Now, more than 10 months have elapsed since that announcement was made. Will the Honourable Minister inform the House where matters stand with regard to pharmaceutical products?
Madam Speaker, the leader of opposition doesn't have to worry about it. We are working on it. Already 1 year, we are working on it. They were in power for 10 years, they didn't do anything.
That's why the Deputy Prime Minister wants to leave the government.
Fifth question.
Madam Speaker, on the same issue, can I ask the Honourable Minister to inform the House what has been done at the level of his ministry to control the prices of medicine, especially those medicines that are not available in our public hospitals?
There is maximum markup on medicine. It's a controlled product.
Okay, sixth question, and then I will let the Chief Whip put a question.
On the same issue. No, let me finish all my questions.
Well,
Madam
I don't know how many you have.
I have a lot of questions. You gave him
All right.
time. You should give me the same amount of time, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Everybody,
Madam Speaker,
put the question.
yeah, I'm putting my question.
Members.
Madam Speaker, the prices of basic food such as dal puri and roti have witnessed a significant increase due to ruthless measures taken by this government. Today, un paire dal puri so 18 rupees bin 28 rupees in 1 year's time. That is an increase of 10 rupees, Madam Speaker. Does the Honourable Minister realize the harm that has done? And will he inform what corrective measures will be taken to address this, Madam
Corrective
Speaker?
measures.
Madam Speaker, it's not all the marchand dal puri who is selling at this price. People need to compare. If it's not value for money, you should not buy it.
Nobody's listening to the Minister. You're all talking at the same time. Thank you. Yes. He must give all his questions.
Madam Speaker, the population was promised a decrease of more than 20 rupees on petroleum products. 1 year down in his mandate, is the Honourable Minister in a position to say if this government will respect this pledge made to the nation? Because they won the election.
We will try our best.
Yes. More questions? Yes?
Speaker. Yeah,
Madam,
Speaker, with the...
let me put things quiet. Now, of course you have the right, but he is the leader of the opposition, it's his time. This is his time. He must finish all his questions. I will give you a chance. I won't be able to give everybody. You're making my life very difficult today.
And we are making the life of the population easy
Carry
today,
on.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with the forthcoming summer and cyclonic period, sooner or later we know that the prices of vegetables will go up. Can the Honourable Minister, because we remember he came to the House with Chouchou and Brazil. I'll give him the prices on the market today. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House how he intends to maintain reasonable prices of vegetables as we approach the festive season and the end of the year? Prices are more than double, Madam Speaker.
Question, vegetables, and I know the prices.
Madam Speaker, these are seasonal products, but this government has come with maximum markup on frozen vegetable and canned vegetable. Let me give some prices.
Fresh vegetables, I think he's mentioning. Yes.
We can also eat frozen vegetable and canned vegetable. Ambo garden mix, 450 grams. Garden mix. Today it's being sold at 78 rupees. And when the MSM was in power, it was 143 rupees. Although mixed vegetable, 400 grams. Today it's being sold at 57 rupees. And when the MSM was in power, it was 101 rupees.
Okay, I will have to give at least one question to the Chief Whip.
Can the Honourable Minister confirm that the prices of the following products have kept on increasing since the beginning of this year? And I have a table that supports what I'm saying, Madam Speaker, that is fresh and frozen beef, mutton and chicken, poisson la perle, salted fish, canned pilchard. And will he tell the House what he intends to do to alleviate the loss of affordability this population is facing? Because we're not going to eat only milk in this country.
Short and sweet. Babies take only milk.
He needs to be patient because there is a second list of subsidized products coming soon.
Thank you. Chief Whip.
Je vous remercie, Madame la Présidente. Le ministre pourrait-il indiquer à la Chambre quels étaient le taux d'inflation en 2022 et en 2023 et quel est le taux d'inflation aujourd'hui? Je vous remercie, Madame la Présidente.
Monsieur le ministre, allez-y.
Inflation was huge when the MSM was in power. Let me give you some example. October 2022, it was 9.9%. November 2022, it was 10.3%. December 2022, it was 10.8%. And it was around 11 to 12% in 2023. Today, let me give some example from July. July 2025, 3.1%. August 2025, 3.3%. September 2025, 3.4%. October 2025, 3.5%.
Thank you. Honourable Member for Port Reitz North.
Madam Speaker, the Minister should in fact say they started on
No.
the back foot.
Question.
Given that the Minister's government has renegated on all their promises, from the payment of 14th month, decrease of price of fuel, all of the promises that have been made have been renegated. The one, la promesse phare de l'Alliance du changement, c'est la question.
You sit down. I have just said we need questions. We don't need comments. I want you to give a question, otherwise I'll ask someone else to speak.
La promesse phare était bien sûr d'instaurer un fonds de stabilisation de 10 milliards de roupies. Quand est-ce que le ministre peut-il éclaircir à la Chambre? Quand est-ce qu'on peut attendre ce fameux fonds de stabilisation à hauteur de 10 milliards de roupies, comme promis, surtout maintenant que le deal des Chagos est en question? Quand?
I don't need an answer. Minister spoke for 20 minutes on the stabilization price. We don't need an answer. Yes, Mr. Jaman. No, Mr. Jaman asked.
Yeah, on the same issue, the price stabilization.
La question c'est quand? What is Madam Speaker, my question? That's the question.
Okay.
Madam Speaker, we have a mandate of 5 years. He has to be patient.
Yes, Mr. Jaman, yes.
Thank you, Madam the Speaker.
I gave him.
In the same vein, to reduce cost of living and improve the purchasing power, can the Honourable Minister seek whether the STC can consider to import more products, basic necessities, in order to alleviate poverty and reduce cost of living?
I thought he already replied to that as well.
No. The STC, I'm saying the STC. Can the STC consider?
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
We are in this direction.
Yes.
STC will import more products.
Last question, Leader of the
Madam
Opposition.
Speaker,
Then
I
we
get
will
back
break.
to the Price Stabilization Fund. We understand from the reply that out of 492 million rupees, only 73 million rupees has been disbursed until now by the MRE. Now, he made mention of the second list. May I ask the Honourable Minister to inform the House where matters stand with regard to the publication of the second list of products to fall under that fund, when we know that the consumer protection associations have already agreed on the list since 3 months ago, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Minister.
Speaker,
Last reply.
We have
last
indeed
question.
met the different associations of consumer protection. Then we had a technical committee between my ministry and the Ministry of Finance.
Let the Minister speak, please.
The interministerial committee will need to meet by next week. Thereafter, we will go to cabinet.
Thank you. Time is up. Now we go to Prime Minister question time. I'm calling Honourable Second Member for Rivière des Anguilles. Yes.
Question B, 1031, please.
Et voilà donc pour cette PNQ de Joe Lejongar adressée au ministre Michael Sikwen, ministre du Commerce et de la Protection des consommateurs. Joe Lejongar qui fait nous gagne l'information détaillée, l'auban dépenses qui fait faire dans 10 milliards de roupies qui fait injecter dans Price Stabilization Fund. Ministre qui fait également appeler pour donner le montant réel qui fait utiliser et évaluation coût panier de la ménagère. Et c'est une PNQ qui fait déroule dans l'ambiance plutôt bien animée, nous capables de dire à un moment. Donc la speaker fait une même menace pour suspendre la séance. Idée qui dit je peux rendre un petit peu sur la vie difficile aujourd'hui. Alors d'abord, concrètement, le ministre Sikwen fait un rappel situation économique qui fait laissée par l'ancien régime. Il mentionne déficit budgétaire. Il mentionne également la hausse de l'inflation, dévaluation de la roupie face au dollar et l'euro, entre autres. Il fait un rappel que le gouvernement fait mettre sur pied Price Stabilization Fund de 10 milliards de roupies avec une première injection de 2 milliards de roupies avec une baisse de 5 produits de base. Il dit qu'il fait chaque 3 mois donc une évaluation pour être si besoin réajusté. Le ministre fait un rappel une mesure qui fait prend l'eau, entre autres, légumes surgelés et en conserve. Il rappelle aussi qu'il fait une baisse prix de l'essence. Il dit qu'il pourrait y la liste additionnelle de baisse de prix l'eau, produits de base. Et il dit aussi que l'inflation peut baisser, roupie peut, le ministre donc il dit que l'inflation peut baisser et que roupie peut stabiliser, coût de la vie, c'est priorité du gouvernement et que peut prendre une mesure pour alléger le fardeau. Joe Lejongar, dans sa première question additionnelle, il dit que la population en a mort et qu'elle peut atteindre un résultat. Il dit est-ce qu'il fait une enquête pour connaître l'impact de l'annonce de l'âge, la révision de l'âge de la pension de la pension et retrait de certaines allocations. Mais les Sikwen dit qu'ils ont détruire l'économie et le gouvernement pour redresser l'économie. Finalement, un brouhaha. Et donc la speaker fait même menace pour suspendre la séance. Joe Lejongar dit qu'il bizarre connaît qu'il y a un dimoun qui quand je arrive dans le supermarché, je peux bizarre laisse derrière eux ban produit l'eau la caisse et les dire aussi finalement les autres questions Patrick Hilbert qui porte l'eau prix d'ilé, l'importation médicaments, prix ban médicaments qui pas disponible dans l'hôpital, mais aussi le prix d'alpouri et rôti.
Oui. Donc, par exemple, le prix du lait en poudre, Joe Lejongar peut dire que depuis août, malgré les subventions que l'État peut donner au niveau du Price Stabilization Fund, ben, prix en hausse, donc y compris ben, le infant milk, donc les pour enfants, pour bébés. Donc les PFN constatent que finalement sa Price Stabilization Fund n'est pas aussi efficace que ça. Donc les dit aussi que ben, les profits de ben, commerçants, ben, importateurs, la marge de profit pas peut réduire. Donc là, le ministre du Commerce vient de dire qu'il a déjà un maximum markup, par exemple sur certains produits comme le lait. Donc ben importateur pas capable de faire, ben importateur commerçant pas capable de faire plus de profit que ce maximum markup. Il peut dire qu'ils peuvent travailler, comme on peut dire, là, une deuxième liste de subventions, de prix. Donc ça, il y a un comité interministériel qui peut joindre la semaine prochaine. Et à partir de là, le dossier sera amené au Conseil des ministres pour une décision. Il peut dire aussi qu'ils peuvent travailler les autres options, si besoin est, pour essayer de contenir la hausse des prix, mais seulement il peut dire aussi qu'il y a un certain nombre de produits finira une baisse assez subséquent. Il peut comprendre la détresse un petit peu des gens, mais seulement le gouvernement peut travailler dur et c'est une priorité absolue du gouvernement pour réussir à contenir, voire à faire baisser le prix de denrées essentielles. Donc par rapport au prix pétrolier, donc Joe Lejongoff rappelle qu'il y a une grande promesse du gouvernement de l'Alliance du changement durant la campagne électorale, c'était qu'ils pouvaient baisser le prix du diesel et de l'essence de 20% le litre. Les peut dire voilà, mais pas respecter sa promesse là jusqu'ici. Le ministre Michael Siglen fin dire qui nous peut try our best. Donc par rapport à la saison cyclonique et l'été, donc quand on a beaucoup de fluctuations au niveau des prix des légumes qui peut augmenter, donc c'est une trend qui nous peut trouver tous les ans. Donc il peut dire voilà, mais comment est-ce que je peux monitorer les hausses qui vont venir pour que ça reste raisonnable. Donc à ce niveau-là, Michael Sikian fin dire ce gouvernement il a un maximum markup et puis il peut rappeler aussi qu'il finalement baisse au niveau des légumes surgelés et dans boîte de conserve, donc il m'a dit pas obligé à acheter des légumes frais.
Alors, finalement, une question supplémentaire, Patrick Hilbert, de Stéphanie Anctil, le taux d'inflation, mais aussi une question d'Adrien Duval.
Donc Adrien Duval fin dire que voilà, une promesse qui fin faire durant la campagne électorale, beaucoup de promesses fin faire par l'Alliance du changement durant la campagne électorale sur les prix justement, qui promettent beaucoup d'une baisse massive des prix au niveau dans les magasins. Donc à ce niveau-là, la speaker Shirin Ouiri-Dissifra fin dire que la question n'est pas recevable parce qu'il fin poser une question encore une fois le Price Stabilization Fund alors que le ministre fin explique en long et en large pendant 25 minutes la situation au niveau de ce fonds-là.
Alors, sinon, 23 questions adressées au Premier ministre lors de la PMQT qui finit démarrer à Stella même. Sécurité nationale, le cas El Capo, infrastructure publique et nomination à l'agenda. Roshan Jaman qui peut interroger le Premier ministre sur suspension de la plateforme de médias sociaux en novembre 2024. Et Ovin Babaji peut intéresser à l'enquête l'ON bateau de plaisance qui finit disparaître. Et le député peut aussi aborder une question le visa, fraude immobilière, la loi sur l'alcool et la drogue.
Effectivement, donc l'élu de la circonscription numéro 13, Roshan Chaman, interroge le Premier ministre sur la suspension des plateformes des réseaux sociaux avant les dernières élections législatives. Donc on rappelle qu'à quelques jours des élections, fin suspend les réseaux sociaux pour un jour. Donc les demande une explication les raisons et les impacts, y compris économiques, de sa décision-là. Et il y a envie connaît aussi qui prend sa décision-là. Le député Ovin Babaji peut intéresser à un bateau de plaisance qui disparaît le 9 novembre dernier devant l'hôtel Riu, qui est dans le sud, au Monde, et qui finit retrouvé 2 jours plus tard à Les Salines. Adrien Duval, le whip de l'opposition, peut aborder justement la question des visas d'entrée à Maurice, en particulier le cas de Brandon Rodrigue Sena, dit El Capo, inculpé provisoirement de trafic de drogue et de complot pour séquestration le 30 octobre dernier. Donc il y a envie Adrien Duval envie les vérifications préalables à l'émission de Suivez, la durée et les actions prises à son expiration, ainsi que le nombre total de personnes en situation de overstay à Maurice. Le député indépendant franco-curin Pierre Lee a une affaire de fraude immobilière et il y a envie connaît que la Financial Crimes Commission était concernant sa affaire en particulier. Ram Etoria s'intéresse aux conditions d'emploi d'un Communication Advisor à la Development Bank de Maurice et aux augmentations salariales que sa Communication Advisor finit gagner au fil du temps. Enfin, Kavrach Roukni, député du numéro 5, Trio de Pamplemousse, demande si le gouvernement prévoit de renforcer les lois sur l'alcool et la drogue au volant.
Et 2 textes de loi au programme. D'abord, la Law Practitioners Disciplinary Proceedings Bill, qui est pour présenter en première lecture. C'est un projet de loi concernant un avocat, un avoué et un notaire, et les pévines simplifier un mécanisme d'enquête et de sanctions pour faute professionnelle. Il peut créer une Law Practitioners Complaints Commission qui pour enquête law allégation et pour décider si besoin une action disciplinaire.
Pour a aussi le Courts Amendment Bill qui peut passer en seconde et troisième lecture. Donc, ça, la loi-là, elle est aussi présentée par l'Attorney General Gavin Glover. Donc, l'IP présente aussi la Law Practitioners Disciplinary Proceedings Bill. L'objectif de la Courts Amendment Bill, c'est de simplifier et rationaliser une procédure de demande de judicial review, mais aussi pour accélérer cette demande-là, qui peut dorénavant être traitée selon un délai formel.
Autant donc pour cette séance de la PNQ, capable de suivre la PMQT, donc sur nos pages Facebook défimedia.info. Merci à toute l'équipe technique, Abhishek Sitowel et Antish Bawan en régie.